I'm Cherise Smiley, and I desperately crave a forgiving love. This desire that overwhelms me was first ignited after an abusive relationship that left my identity entirely shattered and my perception of self drenched in shame. I immediately recognized my wrongdoings and I hated them. Through good works, I tended to mask my ugly deeds, and I became totally dedicated to do every good work that I could. In my internal weigh scale of morality, I so craved for the good to outweigh the bad, so that I could justify myself. Ultimately, I failed every single time. The more good I did, the darker and the uglier the bad appeared in comparison. I came to the conclusion that even with good deeds, I was a broken person that deserved punishment. When the awareness of my guilt ever present on my mind and my desire to do good, I dealt with my guilt through self-harm in the form of purging. I hated the way it made me feel, but I hated my wrongdoings even more. In my attempt to remove my stain of shame, I only caused it to spread. And I began a perpetual cycle of shame building and shame punishing. And I couldn't stop, even though I tried. I didn't know where I could find forgiveness. No one could get rid of my guilt. But when I finally asked Jesus, in a moment of total hopelessness, his power invaded me and smashed the cycle of shame that had enslaved me. After years of struggling and fighting to be justified, Jesus did it in a second. His forgiveness was without condition, not needing any present or future acts. And his love, extravagant, was extended to me in the midst of my horrible activities. I know that I don't need to cover up my wrongdoings with good works or with punishment, because Jesus, completely innocent and perfect in every way, did it all for me. Living in the understanding that I have been forgiven and will continue to be forgiven allows me to do good works, not out of striving for stature that I'll possess because of them, but out of joy. And punishment isn't even in the question anymore, because I hold no shame. I crave a forgiving love, but knowing Jesus, I'm left to crave nothing. I'm Cherise Smiley, and I have been satisfied by Jesus.